Have you ever tried to moderate a social media platform? If so, you know that it's no easy task. Elon Musk, the present CEO of Twitter, recently attempted to take on the challenge and found out just how hard it can be. The billionaire mogul recently found himself in hot water after making a few ill-advised tweets that have raised eyebrows among the Twitterverse. In this video, we'll explore why moderating Twitter is so difficult. First up, Tesla CEO Elon Musk is learning that Twitter moderation isn't easy. Twitter offers a great platform for getting his message out there. It's also a double-edged sword. As with any online presence, it can be a minefield when it comes to dealing with trolls and other users who disagree with him. Elon Musk is no stranger to controversy. His comments often draw both praise and criticism, and this is especially true when it comes to Twitter. He's been known to respond to trolls with witty remarks or off-the-cuff comments, which can sometimes get him into trouble. Recently, he's been more conscious of his public image and is trying to be more mindful of how his tweets are perceived. His recent activity shows he's become more aware of the potential pitfalls of engaging with trolls on social media. He's still tweeting about his projects, but he's also begun blocking and deleting comments from users who seem to be trying to provoke him. It's clear that Elon Musk is learning that moderation isn't easy and that Twitter can be a tricky platform to manage if you're not careful. His attempts at self-regulation are a good sign that he's taking responsibility for his words and actions online, but only time will tell if his new approach will be successful. Andrew Anglin, a neo-Nazi, wants someone to clarify the rules now that he's back on Twitter after being banned for 9 years. Mr. Anglin, the founder of a notorious website, was revived last week, one of several previously banned users to benefit from Twitter's new owner, Elon Musk's amnesty grant. Musk's influence has expanded since acquiring the site, and analysts anticipate he will be the top Twitter influencer by January. With 120 million followers, he is presently the second most followed Twitter person. According to Social Blade, a firm that measures social media statistics, Musk has acquired 268,303 followers per day on average since taking control, and he has been posting 84% more often since owning the business. In addition to his power, he has opened the way for people who were previously barred from using their Twitter accounts to disseminate prejudice and disinformation or to incite violence. Michael Edison Hayden, a spokesperson at the Southern Poverty Law Center, a nonprofit that monitors hate groups, told Yahoo News that it is dangerous because Elon Musk made the decision to reinstate people who specifically violated their stated plans by using hate speech around trans people specifically, such as Jordan Peterson and Babylon Bee. Musk declared last month that he would provide universal amnesty to Twitter accounts that had previously been suspended for violent threats and falsehoods. Mr. Musk banned Ye, the artist previously known as Kanye West, the following day when he tweeted a Star of David with a swastika, a sign connected with Raelism, a UFO religion. Twitter has struggled to establish its rules for misinformation and hate speech since the world's wealthiest man paid $44 billion US for the network. Since then, the corporation has made contradictory pronouncements and has failed to address what academics believe is a disturbing spike in hate speech. Running a global network with roughly 240 million active daily users takes more than clever algorithms, as Mr. Musk, the chief twit, is learning. It often requires flawed answers to complicated circumstances, difficult decisions that must eventually be made by a person and are certain to irritate someone. Mr. Musk, a self-described free speech absolutist, has stated his desire to turn Twitter into a worldwide digital town square. However, Musk has contributed to the platform's hate speech and disinformation. On October 30th, Musk tweeted a story with multiple major errors concerning the assault on House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's spouse. He later erased it. Many of the CEO's tweets, including hate speech and disinformation, were removed, but the material remains in screenshots. Bond Benton, an associate professor of communication at Montclair State University in New Jersey, told Yahoo News that once he put something out there, the world has seen it and the message has been sent. However, he also said he would not make major content choices or restore banned accounts until a content moderation committee with varied opinions was established. After polling Twitter users, he quickly altered his decision and provided reinstatement to many previously banned accounts, including former U.S. President Donald Trump, Ye, satirical site The Babylon Bee, actress Kathy Griffin, and Mr. Anglin, the neo. And although Mr. Musk's statements implied that he would accept all legal material on the site, Ye's expulsion demonstrates that this is not fully the case. According to Eric Goldman, a technology law specialist and professor at Santa Clara University Law School, the rapper's swastika picture fits into the lawful but awful category that often befuddles content administrators. Also, this is not the first time Musk would get into trouble on Twitter. While Europe has enacted legislation forcing social media services to develop standards on misleading and hate speech, Mr. Goldman pointed out that, at least in the United United States, lax regulations enable Mr. Musk to operate Twitter as he sees appropriate, despite his contradictory approach. Mr. Goldman stated that what Elon Musk does with Twitter is completely permissible under U.S. law. Pressure from the EU may push Mr. Musk to outline his objectives in order to guarantee compliance with the new regulation, which goes into effect next year. Last month, a top EU official told Mr. Musk that Twitter must enhance its efforts to tackle hate speech and disinformation or face massive penalties. There were also remarks on impossible, messy, and squishy decisions. In late November, Twitter said it would discontinue its policy barring COVID-19 falsehoods. Days later, it issued an addendum in which it said that none of its policies have changed. On Friday, Mr. Musk claimed to have disclosed the inside narrative of Twitter's decision to restrict the distribution of a New York Post report regarding Hunter Biden's laptop in 2020. Twitter originally restricted access to the story's links on its site, claiming fears that it included content acquired via computer hacking. After being chastised by then Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey, that decision was overturned. Facebook also took steps to curb the dissemination of the report. Mr. Musk explained Twitter's decision to remove a handful of posts after receiving a request from Joe Biden's campaign. The tweets featured naked images of Hunter Biden that were posted without his permission, a breach of Twitter's anti-revenge porn policy. Rather than demonstrating threatening behavior or coordination with Democrats, Mr. Musk's comments highlighted the kind of challenging content filtering judgments he will now confront. According to Yoel Roth, Twitter's former director of trust and safety, who quit a few weeks into Mr. Musk's ownership, impossible, unpleasant, and mushy judgments are inescapable. While far from ideal, the old Twitter attempted to be transparent with users and consistent in applying its rules, according to Mr. Roth. That has changed under Mr. Musk, he said last week at a Knight Foundation meeting. While most of the focus has been on Twitter's activities in the United States, campaigners with the hashtag #StopToxicTwitter movement say that job cuts in content moderation are harming people all across the globe. We're not talking about individuals not having the resilience to hear things that hurt their sensibilities, said Thenmozi Soundararajan, executive director of Equality Labs, an organization that seeks to end caste prejudice in South Asia. Ms. Soundararajan's organization is a member of Twitter's Trust and Safety Council, which hasn't convened since Mr. Musk became CEO. Ms. Soundararajan said that millions of Indians are terrified about who is going to get reinstated and that the company has stopped responding to the group's concerns. She asked what would happen if there was another call for violence and if she would have to tag Elon Musk in the hopes of him addressing the pogrom, and about hateful speech. Hate speech and racist epithets spiked on Twitter after Mr. Musk's acquisition, as some users tried to push the new owner's boundaries. According to research released on Friday by the Center for Countering Digital Hate, a nonprofit that studies online hate and extremism, the number of tweets containing offensive phrases continues to climb. Mr. Musk claims that Twitter has limited the propagation of hateful messages, making them difficult to locate unless a user searches for them. However, Imran Ahmed, the center's CEO, was unsatisfied, calling the surge in hate speech an obvious failure to achieve his own self-proclaimed criteria. Researchers who had previously submitted dangerous hate speech or misinformation to the platform noted that their appeals went ignored immediately following Mr. Musk's takeover and the termination of numerous Twitter staff. Vice President for Campaigns at Common Cause, Jesse Littlewood, said his organization contacted Twitter last week in response to a post from U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene alleging election fraud in Arizona. Mr. Musk restored Ms. Greene's personal account after she was banned from Twitter for distributing false information on COVID-19. Twitter was quick to reply this time, stating that Common Cause said the post did not break any rules and would remain up even though Twitter mandates the labeling or removal of anything that distributes incorrect or misleading statements about election outcomes. To Mr. Musk's many online supporters, the chaos is a feature, not a defect of the site under new management, and a representation of the free expression utopia they hope Twitter will become. Lastly, on loose regulations. While Europe has enacted legislation forcing social media services to develop standards on disinformation and hate speech, Mr. Goldman pointed out that, at least in the United States, lax regulations enable Mr. Musk to operate Twitter as he sees appropriate, despite his inconsistent approach. Pressure from the EU may push Mr. Musk to outline his objectives in order to guarantee compliance with the new regulation, which goes into effect next year, 2023. Last month, a top EU official told Mr. Musk that Twitter must enhance its efforts to tackle hate speech and disinformation or face massive penalties. We've seen Elon Musk learning the hard way that moderation on Twitter isn't easy, and it takes thought and respect for others to navigate the digital world in a responsible manner. What are your thoughts on this situation? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos.